a third time. Just so you know, third time. So this is me pulling out the furnace the third time. And as you can see here, there's a little bit of debris. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully the focus will work. No, of course not, because that would be great if it did. But there's definitely some, looks like a couple, 2 or 3 flies there and a lot of dirt. So we're going to get that out of there. It looks like there's some other wonderful stuff in there that got fried up. But that's okay when it gets fried up. But what I noticed was, on this particular unit, is when I pulled the cover off, if you notice, gasket, 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 alright, the gasket's here, gasket, no gasket. Like there's literally a 2.5 chunk of gasket missing off this thing. Now, normally I wouldn't think it was any big deal. And you can see this part goes here, right where the blower comes through. Here's the burner, by the way, right? So that little glowing thing on the bottom, that's the part you see inside there. I'm trying to see the glowing window. So this is the burner. That's the gas line that comes through here, right? Gas comes in, releases through these gas valves, ignite, goes through here, and then ignites down there. Yeah, I noticed there's like, so that's great. So this is apparently the exhaust where that's coming through. This is basically allowing the exhaust gases to come through this section and get blown out through the top here. Okay, that's what it's supposed to do. Okay. Well, when you have a big chunk missing here, if your furnace isn't firing, it's basically blowing propane through that gap, and you know, not really running efficiently. So yeah, now that I pulled this off, I'm thinking maybe this has something to do with it. Not 100% sure, but what I am going to do is I'm going to get, oh, there's some crud down there that fell down through everything else. Well, that's just great. I'm going to clean this out and put it back together again with some RTV silicone sealer and rebuild this gasket and reinstall her and see what happens. Okay, so I've come back yet again and have pulled everything apart, have put dielectric compound on all these contacts. This is not a fan switch, apparently. This is a delay module. This, I know there was one particular viewer, a subscriber, thank you, Jack. He said, hey, there's a fan switch, not just a high limit switch, which is what this is over here on the furnace, to tell you, hey, it's too hot, shut it down. There's another one, a fan switch, that apparently says, hey, you got to keep the fan running until the temperature drops enough, and then it'll shut the fan down after a certain amount of time. This particular unit does not have that. This has what's called a delay unit. This is like a it's like I don't know what you want to consider it. I was going to say relay, but it's really like a delay switch. So it's got the 2 terminals here, 2 terminals here, the red, you can see here the brown and the green, and basically this is supposed to impart a time delay before it allows anything to start up and ignite. So if you go to my wonderful, of course you can't barely see it because it's all wrinkled, but there is, it says time delay relay right there. And time delay relay has literally 4 leads going off of it, and those 4 leads are those 4 that are right down here. That's what this is right there. So there you go. So I've got that. I've got everything cleaned up. I did do, it's a little messy because I couldn't stop but, you know, try to mess with it. But what I've done here is now the RTV silicone I can kind of rub off because it's getting cured now. But that whole gasket I've done with RTV silicone, which I'm looking around right here. This is the ultimate gray stuff, RTV silicone. This is the split top of the cap of my wonderful dielectric grease, which I had. And I didn't even have to take the cap off because all I had to do is squeeze it. Stuff came out of the comes out of the side there, just like that. Yay, isn't that wonderful? So I'm gonna pull that back in. Yeah, so much for those caps. So I put dielectric grease here. I even took this panel off, cleaned it up. There is a neon bulb here that is supposed to flash on and off when this thing is starting up. Apparently the manual tells me that it's supposed to flash on and off when it's trying to start up the igniter. Yeah, I've yet to see that. It says if that does not light up, that the control board is shot and you have to replace the control board. Yay! We could pretty much, short of these guys, pretty much replace everything. But it's still cheaper than an entire furnace. By the time I get done with all these parts, if I had to replace everything on here other than the wiring and the motor, I'm still going to come out ahead than paying $600 for a new Suburban furnace. Go figure. Usually it's the other way around. It's cheaper just to buy the entire unit and throw it in. But in this case, it is not. So I've got this Dynatrail, Suburban Dynatrail, and like I said, it's the manual tells me. Let's see, we go through it. So it says here basically electrode not sparking. Of course, I don't even have a clue if you guys can read that or not. But it says basically check for proper voltage. Voltage is present, but neon bulb on module board is not flashing. Replace module board. Oh joy. Well, neon bulb is flashing, but electrode is still not sparking. Check electrode. Okay, that's cool. I have the electrode all hooked up, ready to go. Kind of hoping that when I put this thing back in, that, you know, that little neon bulb will flash. I have never checked to see if that neon bulb flashes on or off or not, but I'm going to find out, I guess. It's going to be dark enough inside the RV. Stay tuned. All right, it's very dark now, but the burner to light, as you can see here. To get the burner to light, the connector for the flame sensor is not really on that great, and I had it started. What I did is I swapped batteries. I swapped the coach battery, and I literally said the heck with it. I had a charger on the battery, the coach battery, all day, and it just wouldn't get above half. So that tells me there was either a broken cell, something froze, who knows. But at this point in time, it's getting warm now. I'm just going to leave the cover off and let it run. I had to step out of the RV for a little bit, and when I came back, the burner was off. So I'm not too happy about that. And you can see I got the thermostat taken apart. Still trying to see whether or not that's maybe part of the issue. And like I said, I got some replacements here, so worst comes to worst, I can jump it or replace the thermostat. So right now she is, as you can see here, it's a whopping 32 degrees. Is it? It's probably 25. Outside, 32 inside. I don't know why it's that much warmer inside. There really hasn't been that much heat. But I'm going to leave it here so I can take a look at it in the light here and just see if it starts to go up. Hopefully the burner will keep going. It's still lit now, and I don't know why it didn't stay lit last time, but it restarted again, and it only restarted after I kind of jiggled the wires a little bit, so I'm thinking the flame sensor contact lead is a little loose. I gotta fix that and get a better one for it. So I'm gonna let her run for a little bit. You can see here Like, see, the battery's down, like it's down to half. And I've got a battery charger on it, so you can go figure that right now. That's not cool at all. And I don't even know if that's enough juice to start the Onan, and I've had the clicking issues with the Onan starting, which tells me, again, battery's not that great. So, I mean, these are all secondhand batteries I've got, so I might just have to suck it up and just get a brand new one. Maybe get a dry cell type to compensate for the fact that I think some of these suckers are just freezing and the cells are going bad. But I cannot believe that this thing is down as low as it is, and I literally just put that battery in. It had been on a charger. So furnace is on, burner is still going, thank goodness. I have the battery charger hooked up to the battery, so I'm hoping, oh please don't be going out. It's going out. Look at that, it just went out. Why is it doing this? Why is it? I don't understand. It's going for a few minutes and then it just, I'm going to switch out this burner element for the old one. It's not cool at all. Because the flame sensor is just too damn sensitive for it. I wind up having to, is it cooling off and coming back on and off again. Because there's no way that that's as warm. I'll have to check it here in a little bit, see if I can get it restarted. No, not completely solved yet.